Well, have you ever wondered what it's like working with a K-pop group? Well, Filipino-American singer-songwriter Nina Nelson experienced just that when she co-wrote the latest hit song Moonlight Sunrise of K-pop girl group Twice. Now, we catch up with Nina this morning. She's joining us via Zoom all the way from California, USA. Hi, Nina. Glad you could join us.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. I mean, because Moonlight Sunrise just released like over 2 weeks ago, already on the Billboard charts. I mean, how awesome is that for you?
It's incredible. It was honestly a work of passion with my best friend and a producer I've looked up to for a long time. We just had fun one day writing a song, and here it is charting on billboards, and I don't know. It definitely is crazier than I could have ever expected.
Well, you make it sound so easy, you know, but before we get to that and how this all, you know, fell on your lap, tell me a little bit about yourself. Of course, we're so proud. You being a Filipina and you waving the Filipino flag and being part of all of this, but how did you get into singing?
Well, I have had a very supportive family of my music endeavors. My mom was classically trained in the Philippines around a lot of singers in the family. My dad was in a heavy metal rock band while he was my age. And I just grew up singing around them, and they've been really supportive of my dreams for it ever since.
Okay, so...
But I've recently joined a girl group called Citizen Queen, so I have an artist project myself. But it's a girl group, so I felt very qualified to write for the girl group Twice with one of my members in Citizen Queen. Her name is Katie Daly. She's also one of my best friends, so it was really just perfect.
Well, tell me a little bit about Citizen Queen. Do you also write for them as well? I mean, before how did you guys get together first off as a group? I do understand you are actually the female version of like the Pentatonics group, and you have gone on tour with them as well.
Yeah. So, member of Pentatonic Scott Hoying sent out a cattle call audition on Google Forms, and the perfect people for the group showed up to the audition, and here we are now, best friends writing music together. We started as a cover a cappella band, but we took our love for harmony and brought that into fully produced original music. Honestly, the way that every girl in a K-pop girl group has their lane, we did that similarly musically. Like, I'm a soprano, my girl Cora is a beatboxer, my girl Katie is a bass, Kayla is an alto, so we all have our specialty. So bringing that into our fully produced original music, like what you see right now, we have a song called EXO. It helps us delve into our individuality as a girl group, and also just arrange harmonies into the songs that we write. So it's a great collaboration. Everyone's so musically talented in our group, so we're just as involved performing the music as we are creating it. So
I've seen your videos, I mean, and you sound amazing. You all look good, all different backgrounds, all uniquely, you know, distinct, which is probably part of your charm. How did this whole Twice thing fall on your lap, though?
Sure. I mean, Katie and I have been writing ever since we can remember, and then we got to practice writing for our own artist projects, and then we both became big K-pop fans during the pandemic. I mean, I feel like this is everyone's journey. They start with BTS, and then they discover all of the other groups that exist. So I started with the boy groups, and then I fell into the girl groups, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I know every single girl in the girl group Twice. Like, there's so many of them, but no, I know the details now. So writing for them was a literal dream. Funny enough, though, when we wrote the song, it was honestly for fun. And then when we realized it was going to be pitched to Twice, we started to edit parts so that they fit the members a little bit better, and fit their brand too. So thankfully, I was a fan already before we wrote for them. So I felt a little bit qualified to do that. We also brought our own harmonies that we use for Citizen Queen into the song. If you listen really closely to Moonlight Sunrise, you'll hear like a lot of stacks in the back that really fill out the sound of the song. And I'd like to say that's a very Citizen Queen touch.
Awesome. So. I mean, I like that you have a little bit of yourself in Twice. How different though, or tell me a little bit about the K-pop music. How different is it from your own? As you said, you had to tweak a little bit bit? I mean, was there like parameters that they said, okay, we need you to make it this way for them?
Well, for one, this is, I think, their second fully English release. I think the first one was The Feels. So as far as like being lyrically forward, as well as bringing in American slang and terms that, you know, I and my generation use in my everyday language, that was something that they were prioritizing. They also wanted a particularly standout rap section. They'll ask for these things as you write for it because, you know, there are rappers in the group, there are singers in the group, there are the people who do the high notes at the very end. So you have to be cognizant of every member's strength. So I think having a background knowledge on Twice really helped with that. But at the end of the day, we just started with a really great song that was kind of inspired from events that Katie and I have experienced, that it seems that everyone that has listened to this song understands. It's really about having a crush, young love, and, you know, being flirty. And being like Ariana Grande on a track.
There you go. I mean, that can, you know, fit into, you know, a lot of people's minds and fantasies. But focusing a little bit once again on the music and you being able to write the lyrics for Twice, did they have to choose from various artists in terms of, you know, the lyrics that they wanted to use, or did they go to you specifically and they went to Citizens Queen and say, can you guys please write us a song?
So actually, we started working with this producer named Iratak, who's worked with a lot of girl groups and boy groups in the past, and he had just brought up a beat that he made out of, you know, pure passion. And Katie and I were like, "Oh, this one is good. We're gonna write to this one." And by chance, like, we ended up writing something that fit Twice's sound. I like to think that since we were already fans beforehand, it kind of worked perfectly. But we ended up pitching the song to the group. They ended up really liking it, picking it up, and from there, we started editing the song to fit them best. So, yeah.
Well, you know, congratulations. And from then, I mean, here you are, Billboard. We are so proud to have you. What's next for you in terms of writing more songs for them, and of course, in terms of performances with the Citizens Queen?
Sure, we have a couple performances coming up, and we also have a new single dropping on March 3rd. If you like what you heard from Twice, that is a song that Citizen Queen wrote. We have a similar sound of our own coming out on March 3rd with a song called Special. I really love this one, so if you want to hear those creative minds behind Moonlight Sunrise, more to come on March 3rd. The song's called Special. But yeah, so we probably have a full-length project coming out middle or latter half of the year, a full EP from Citizen Queen, music of my own as a solo artist coming out. I will definitely be writing more for Twice, so will Katie, and probably other girl groups, other boy groups. Listen, you cannot back me down from the writing game. I will be writing a lot of stuff, so just watch out for me.
You are definitely unstoppable. We do hope that you get to visit us here in the Philippines soon. Thank you so much, Nina, for joining us here on New Day, and all the best to you. More power.